Hello and welcome, each one of you who is joining us from different parts of the country. I'm Nirupama and I would want to welcome you all on this wonderful episode of Sambhav Talks. And the title for today is Ultimate Formula for Business Success. आजकल हम कहीं पे भी देखें इंस्टेंट नूडल्स का ज़माना है, रेडी टू ईट फूड के लिए लोग भागते हैं. सो क्या हमें कोई फॉर्मूला मिल सकता है जो हमें इंस्टेंटली बिजनेस सक्सेस दे दे? क्या ऐसा कोई फॉर्मूला एग्जिस्ट करता है? आज हम इसी के बारे में बात करना चाहते हैं. एंड विद मी आई हैव वेरी स्पेशल पीपल हु आर जॉइनिंग अस फ्रॉम डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री. सो प्लीज हेल्प मी वेलकम दीज अमेजिंग पैनलिस्ट. और जैसे कि मैं इन पैनलिस्ट को आपके सामने लेके आ रही हूं, मैं आप लोगों से जानना चाहूंगी दैट विच सिटी आर यू ज्वाइनिंग इन फ्रॉम और आप क्या करते हैं. Please put in the chat section that which city are you joining in from and what is it that you do, as I call my panelists here. Hi Nandini, how are you doing?
All well, thank you. Looking forward to a lovely session.
Hi Subangi.
Hi
Aruna.
Hello.
How are you people doing?
All good.
Good. So we have people joining us from different parts of the country, and I would want to know what is that one word that is coming to your mind as we start this fantabulous session?
Excited. It's always been that word for me. I'm very excited about this today.
All right. What about you, Subangi?
The energy. The instant word which came was the energy, because human and every life energy is so much. So
Lovely.
We keep taking from it.
Excitement, energy, Anamika.
It feels just fabulous to be part of a high energy room already and awaiting much more people to meet here.
Awesome. Awesome. What about you, Nandini?
Super powered already. Seeing the energy in the room. Absolutely. Feeling powerful already.
Powerful, fabulous, excited, energy. I am surrounded by the best of the emotions today. Thank you for being there, guys. And let's welcome some of the people who have joined us. We have Sheila, who has joined us. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sheila. We have Darshana, who has joined us from Budapest. Good to have you, Darshana. Please keep typing in the chat section that which part of the world have you joined us from. And I'm going to start with the first panel very soon, because I know you all are excited to get into the meat of the matter, the ultimate formula for business success. So I would ask Anamika and Aruna to wait backstage, and we start the first panel with Nandini and Subangi. We'll call you in a moment, Anamika and Aruna. Awesome. So Nandini and Subangi would want to know from you a little bit about yourself as we move ahead, because जो लोग आपसे पहली बार मिल रहे हैं उनको नहीं पता who Nandini is, who Subangi is. So we would want to start with you, Nandini. If you could talk about yourself very briefly, talk about your experience and what do you bring to the table today.
All right, thank you for that. So hi all, I'm Nandini Khanna. As you can see maybe in my name here, I'm an image consultant and a soft skills coach. For me, I truly believe that learning never stops, and that's what got me into this field, because prior to this, I was a preschool principal with many schools for over almost 2 decades. Mm-hmm. And learning and upskilling is a challenge for your own self. It's not about proving to the world, and I'm so glad that I truly believe in that, and hence that's what gets me going, and look forward to a great session with all of you.
Awesome. You are already a go-getter from a principal to where you are. Amazing. So Subangi, before we come to your introduction, I just want to say hi to some more people. Pallavi Sharma has joined us from Dehradun, and she says, looking forward to learn new insights from diverse expertise from different fields. So much to learn today. Sapna Gujral has joined us from Ghaziabad. Hi Sapna, so good to have you. We have other people. The Deepti 85 has joined us. I'm so happy to have you, Deepti. We have Shwalila, who has joined us from Malaysia. So good to have you, Shwalila. And Subangi, now we would want to know from you. And before, Subangi talks about her introduction, I want to know all the audience out there, what is that one word that comes to your mind when it comes to business success? Please let us know in the chat section as we get to know things from Subangi. Yes, Subangi.
Thank you, Pallavi, for that. Hi, everyone in audience and who is going to watch this in future. A lovely day today, and you're going to have too much of things, many things. This is Subangi Umapathy, founder of the brand Tulips and Daffodils. Tulips and Daffodils is all about good soil is equal to good health. So everything which is connected to human health or any living health is comes back down to the soil. So we manufacture products with relevant to it, and we also give the learnings and awareness from children to adult, anybody who wants it, which is the current need of the situation. And we are also social entrepreneurs where we see how we can take this forward by giving many people opportunities outside. So this is a small gist of what we are, and we have had lots of hurdles in our business and still having, but still we can move forward. Yeah, that is me for you today.
Thank you. Thank you, Shubhangi. And I am tweaking this whole thing. Good soil is equal to good health. So I would say good insights from you guys is equal to good business success that our audience is going to be having. So Pallavi says it's finance and networking when it comes to business success. I would want to know from others what are the words that come to your mind when you think about business success? Guys, because there's a contest out here. If you are participating with us till the very end, we're going to declare some winners, rather 3 winners to be very specific, and you stand to win special prizes. So please make sure that you are participating and really encouraging all our panelists, and please do not forget to put in your questions because they are all there for you to be of service to you people. So make sure that you're putting all your questions. So let's look at some of the answers. Sapna says authenticity, networking, self-love. Ilu says work, personal life, balance is what she looks at business success. Deepti says sales. Absolutely. There is no business without sales. So as we move ahead, we come to the first panel. And our first panel, if I have to talk about, it is about characteristics of business success. What would business success, include? So my first question is to you, Shubhangi. Whenever we are looking at characteristics of business success, what do you think are the characters or the traits that a business owner has to have, in order to attract that kind of business success? So if you could talk a little bit about that.
Okay, great. So, regarding the characteristics of business success, for the owner has to have it first is a very beautiful thing. And what this entrepreneur or the person who handles should have is the mindset of taking it forward. So, mindset is a very, very open word. What kind of mindset? You should be self-motivated, which is very important. And you should have a discipline, which is a consistency in handling whatever things. And first of all, you should have clarity of whatever you are doing. So you have to, before even you get into action, you need to have you need to create a habit within yourself on planning things. So this consistency is very important, and having clarity is very important. And most of the time what happens when we get into all these things, a self doubt comes, whether it's possible or not possible. So you should have the character of questioning yourself, why it is not possible, why it is possible. Jot it down and think about the not possibilities to move into possible situations. So this is one angle of looking into it. Many other things is you have to constantly have the habit of gaining knowledge for yourselves.
Right.
And you should believe in yourself, and you should have an open flexible attitude of taking opinions from others. So obviously every business key is your customer, which means you are open to most of the comments which comes from them, and their comments, when you have an open mind, will make you grow. And most of the times, even if you have an open mind, some comments might make you feel low, and you should have that power within you to come up and face these. So this is the basic character that you should have, your self confidence and self esteem which you have to have. It's not easy, which comes overnight. You have to work towards it. Sit, take your me time, and think what happened. How should I have responded to this? Did I respond it right today? It's okay. Tomorrow I can respond it better. So
I love that.
Things, these are the things which you have to look forward. One among the thing is this. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. But Shubhangi, what happens the moment we go and take feedback from our audience? We feel scared. because we get to know those things that we don't want to hear, and sometimes that hits our self image. And that's exactly what I would want to know from Nandini, you are an image consultant, and
Mhm.
I would want to know from you that what role does image play in business success. If you could talk about whether it is important to develop our image, and if at all, how do we develop that? We would want to know from you, Nandini.
All right, lovely and lovely intakes from Subhangi here. Well, like we said, image. Image is a very small word, a small word which probably means something to somebody and probably means nothing to many, right? So let's start with an imagining activity, and we would love everybody participating in the chat here as well.
So
Now,
let's
just
first
close
ask
your
if people
eyes.
are ready. Let's make sure that people are ready. Guys, please type in ready if you are ready for this activity,
All right, let's get ready. We give you
because we give you a
2
minute. We are wanting all the readiness in the chat right now. The chat should just blow up.
All right, are we ready? We're waiting for those answers in the chat.
Hem,
Excellent. So we've got them coming up. So in the meantime, let's everybody, whoever's getting ready, just close their eyes and imagine. I wouldn't close mine because, of course, I'm here on screen. Just imagine if I just say, think of a bike rider. What are those first words or thought process which comes to your mind? So let's have that chat going. Of course, now you can open your eyes after you've imagined a bike rider. So let's see what is coming in from all of you. What are the
yes.
few adjectives you can put in as someone who you think is a bike rider?
I'll also put in the chat section. Shubhangi, let's also play this
Please, of
game because I'm
course, of
excited.
course.
Awesome, guys. We are waiting. What do you think of a bike rider? Please put in the chat.
Absolutely. What are those thought processes which come through when I just tell you to just imagine a bike rider? Is it someone who you think, should I give some hints here? All right, we've got answers coming in. Go getter, speedy, focused, leather jacket, brilliant, a jacket, Enfield. And when I'm going to become one, aha, nice, Subangi. Passionate, adventurous, go getter. So we got lots of go getters here. Absolutely. Because for many, I think, for many of us, it might just be passion, and for many it might eventually become professional, right? Rugged, brilliant. Thank you for those beautiful adjectives coming in. Now, did we see any image in front of us? Did I show you something on screen? No, right? Or did I just make you all imagine just a bike rider, right? Many of us might just take a bike rider to be someone being a gentleman, am I right? Rugged,
Somebody writes John Abraham.
masculine, monogram, helmet, daring, brilliant. So this is what is this? This is the power of image. One other quick one. God forbid you have a situation and you need to go to the hospital. Who would you choose? A lady, let me take a lady this time, uh, with good makeup, good dress sense, wearing a nice skirt, jacket, looking in control, or someone who's wearing a doctor's coat and a stethoscope? You have an emergency situation, God forbid, and you reach the hospital. Who would you tap on? The lady who's looking well dressed, or someone wearing a doctor's coat and stethoscope? Of course, the doctor can look as pretty as well. The one with the doctor's coat. Thank you so much for those answers coming in, ladies. And why? Did we know them personally? Not again yet. Did I show you any image here? Not again. Thank you, Nirupama. Absolutely. So, what spoke here was the image. And this is how powerful image for our own selves in our own eyes, and of course, to pass it on to people holds that kind of importance, right? Dressing as per role, goal, occasion, that thought process. Why am I dressing in a particular way? Who am I going to be meeting? What am I going to be addressing plays a very, very major role, of course, in the image you want to be portraying, especially as entrepreneurs or even otherwise. Today, if I need to be in a kitchen, you probably would not be seeing me dressed up like this. I would probably just be wearing a t shirt and an apron. However, when I am looking at doing something like this, yes, there was a thought process by, in fact, all of us today being in front of the screen. There was a thought process of color coordination. There was a thought process of looking a little formal in our own ways, still relating to our own role goal, what we want to be portraying ourselves. So, yes, image plays a very big role. And Subhangi spoke of self esteem, she spoke of self confidence. Does it happen overnight? It's a process, it's an ongoing process. There are times when you're feeling that you can conquer the world, and there are times when you're feeling that you're down and out. Now, coming to the second part, it's not only your outer image, it's our inner image also, which plays a big factor in what we want to be putting across, right? So, yes, outer image helps us enhance and put across a very strong inner image in front. It depends on what we want to be portraying ourselves to be. If I'm dressed this way, the way I am right now, and I feel, oh gosh, how am I going to be speaking to an audience here? Oh my God, I just don't have that kind of confidence or self esteem. I'm looking down, my shoulders are rounded, and so on and so forth. My image being portrayed, even though I might be dressed as per that occasion, but my inner image is saying something very different out and loud. So, yes,
Absolutely.
it's not only about your outer image, it helps you enhance your inner image. And of course, answering those 5 W's, like we call as image consultants, that where, what, who, and so on and so forth are you going for, and who are you addressing. So I hope I've been able to give an insight to this thought process.
Love.
Awesome. So, guys, if you have any questions with regard to your image, please put it in the chat section so that you can get answers from Nandini in real time. Shubhangi, I want to ask you the next question. How many characteristics this owner we have spoken about, but what about characteristics of a good business? I mean, when would we call a business to be successful? So, could you talk about characteristics of a successful business? And before you answer that, I want to acknowledge a few people out here. Pallavi Sharma says, dressing up conveys a strong meaning. And Sapna says in a very beautiful way, image sahi to sab sahi. And Shila says, it doesn't happen overnight. Hemstar says, yes, the confidence is on another level. I just wanted to acknowledge a few of you. So please put in your questions in the chat section, because if the more questions you put, the more you stand a chance to win some amazing prizes. So please put your questions. Yes, Shubhangi, we would want to know from you the characteristics of a successful business.
Thank you, Nirupama, and that was very awesome. The inner self identification from Nandini. Yes, now I'm going to tell few points in a very simple way. The characteristics a business should have for its success. The focus, a very simple focuses, but when you put into when you really put into ground level, it goes into many multiple steps to be taken. So first one, for a business or any kind of service or product business, the person or the group which you have to acknowledge is your customers, which means you need to really know, instead of creating a product or a service and giving it outside and thinking how to sell it, you need to really know what the world needs, what the world around you needs, which is called as customer centric approach. So you really need to understand, do an analysis, and also do when you do an analysis, you have to break down them into the need, into the raw materials or the services learnings, or also you have to drill down to a level of what are the targeted group of audience which you are going to approach, and with you have to get down to the level of even fixing up your rate cards, whether the audience you might have a beautiful product or a service, but whether that would be accepted by the audience which you're targeting. So you have to do that customer centric approach for your business each time, each season, so that you are always into the tap of the market. That is
Absolutely.
point
Like
one.
it's a mango season right now. Me and Shubhangi are wearing yellow. So it's
Okay,
demonstrating
I love
along with
mango.
Nandini.
And the second thing is you have to look into the market strategies, how to enter the market. Now there are different kind of ways, like there's organic where it's word of mouth, or social media, or direct into some advertising, big brand advertising kind. So anything, but you have to analyze what will fit you and what you are want to take it forward, and then you have to move. So you have to really put your plan in place before moving forward. When you put your plan, you will know the answers even before you execute it. And very important thing for your business or anything which you are taking forward is a vision. Anything without the vision is just like without the goal you are reaching something. Targets are
Right.
just not the goals. A vision and a mission for what you are taking it forward. Just earning money is not going to help us. It is not a vision or a mission statement at all for us. That comes when you actually answer what the customer needs, what the world needs. If you have the
Yes.
answers for that, the rest will come back behind you and it will fall in place. And you might have a good vision, but what do you need more? As a single person, as a single human, you cannot do it. But you can be a root for a big tree. You can be a root for starting it. So you need to have like-minded people who believes in your vision and who handholds with you, and you're going to create a clones of you who are going to be leaders for you to drive your mission forward. And they are the leaders and you're just driving it forward. You need to have that attitude. You are not going to be a owner of your business. You're going to be a driving force where you create leaders in your business. That is what you need to do. And again,
Amazing.
whether employees or leaders doesn't matter, you need to empower them to make them understand your vision, and they need to have the rights to take the decisions. Only then things will fall in place. Each time they coming back to you and taking decisions, it doesn't work out when you want to really scale up high. But these things comes back to your attitude, which I told in my answered my first question. Make your attitude right and things will really fall in place. And have that decision making guts which comes inside you. Your mind will tell you many things. Yes, you have to process and understand which is right. Finally your heart will tell the answer. Proceed with that. That's the gut feeling you should have in your business. Over to you, Nirupama.
Awesome. Awesome. I love the customer centric approach and going for planning and the importance of a vision, for a business. These are some of the points that people, if somebody would have told me right in the beginning of my journey, oh my God, I would have been at a very different stage. Thank you, Shubhangi, for bringing all of these important points. Now, I would want to bring Nandini here. Nandini, we are getting a lot of questions, but we have a Q&A, towards the end of these two panels. So I would want all the people who have put in your questions to stay up till there, because that's where you can ask real questions. I'm going to be taking all these questions. So I would really want to know from you, Nandini, you being an image expert, you being a soft skills trainer, how important is personal branding, you know, and what are some of the things that our entrepreneur friends or the people who are aspiring entrepreneurs keep
Yes.
in mind when it comes to personal branding? If you can throw some light there.
Brilliant. Thank you. So, if I may, I would like to divide this question into two parts. First, for me, when we speak of branding, what is that first thought process which comes to you? Again, come on, audience, let's have those answers coming in. When I say think of a car, do you relate to a brand? When I
Yes.
say think of a bank, do you relate to some kind of a logo or some kind of a brand? Now, if I say relate to Harpic, what's that first thought process which comes to you? Homely? What else gets added on in such kind of brands? Little, Nirma, Harpic, and so on and so forth. What was that we are trying to portray? They wear similar colors as per the brand, don't they? What is that? That is power of branding, isn't it? When we see someone doing a Harpic ad, we always see them close to a washroom, in a washroom, in fact, not close to a washroom. When we see someone doing, maybe supposing, a Vanish ad, we see ladies in pink. Why ladies? Why not gentlemen?
Mm.
Why those people who are in the outdoors, maybe drying clothes for these kind of ads? Because that's what it is. Now, if I tell you, think of dog food, what is that first thing which comes in front of your eyes? Is a dog. Usually there's a if I may say, a Labrador or a dog who is brown in color, because
Golden
that's what
retriever.
the
Yeah.
packaging usually is. It's brown or it's usually orange, if I'm not wrong. So, this is the power of branding. Now, the second aspect is personal. Well, how personal are we? I shared this with a friend just yesterday, in fact, and my thought process was, it's taken me 3 years to think maybe I should have a logo, maybe I should have a company name. What should I do? But I still stand by my own name as my own personal brand, because that's what, at the moment, I could have a different thought process later. At the moment, what do I feel I'm reaching out to? Like Shubhangi said, it's the audience, it's your authenticity which needs to be tapped on. And if I'm feeling authentic for my own self, if I'm feeling that, okay, for me, being my own personal brand ambassador by my own name is giving me that identity or that target market I want to be working towards, because I'm an image consultant and I'm a soft skills trainer. What am I reaching towards is my authentic self to be a part of that audience. That is what counts. So I did note down a few characteristics for a strong personal brand, and I hope it does help answer a few questions also indirectly in the chat. Strong personal brands are supposed to be authentic. That's what I also spoke of. No fake, sorry to say, guru or a LinkedIn or such platforms. Of course, they help you with visibility, but being your own authentic self, first and foremost, counts a lot. And Jabagi, you're most welcome to chip in if you wish to. Your own strong personal brands is your channel to being realistic. Okay. Again, it's an inaccurate belief that creating one's profile on LinkedIn will get me work. However, yes, it does. But being your own in real life experiences, your in real life presence, your authenticity is what counts the most. And one example is Subhangi right here in front of us. She started with a small thought process, moved on to being upskilling herself with what? Just a beautiful thought of tulips and Subhangi, please correct me.
Daffodil.
Daffodils.
Yes.
And daffodils, yes. One
When
small thought
Nandini,
process, but it's the belief you build up on. Yes, Shubhangi, please add on.
exactly. So when Nandini was mentioning me to pitch in, it really connected because end of the day, it's the character which matters, and that character shows you the attitude, and then it builds on. Whatever business you do doesn't matter. Your base character has to be clean. Say over to you, Nandini. I don't want to steal your time.
No, no. Another one which we've been talking about since we spoke of characteristics was being self-aware. Nirupama and Jubangi, you both said that what if we are scared of asking people where did we go wrong? Be scared, fine, but be authentic, be true to your own selves. Identify where you think is the loop. If you don't identify, ask others. Like we said, even if you don't ask questions, you'll never get that information from us. So always start by asking your own self, and then, of course, reach out to other people to get that clarity of thought. Scare and fear to a certain extent is brilliant because that's what keeps you going. And another one is walk the talk. Very, very important as a strong personal brand. Today, if I'm talking about image consulting, somewhere I need to be applying those skills on myself, whether it's inner, whether it's outer. If I'm talking about soft skills, I need to be knowing, like I said, I was a preschool principal. I need to be knowing what are those leadership skills? Where do I need to be assertive? And where do I need to be somewhere mingling around or getting around even those parents for that matter? I'm just sharing some offhand examples with all of you. So it's not always that, yeah, you might be right, but there's certain ways of getting around that audience you're targeting, those people you want to be with, those people who are working for you. Why not? If I have an authoritative thought process throughout, trust me, people will walk out on you. They might bear you for a month, 2 months, a year, and then say, oh gosh, she thinks she's always right. It's not going to help us. Where are we progressing? This is what personal brand, when it comes to soft skills, is all about. And the
Beautiful.
last and the least is, of course, your own USP.
Mhm.
Subangi spoke of goal setting and your own thought processes. Trust me, today I'm sharing with all of you, I'm still struggling at that. I still feel I am a miss when it comes to goal setting. I do give it a lot of leeway, and somewhere, yes, that does not get that clarity of thought. What is your USP? If I know the kind of goal I want to be setting, the kind of clarity, it'll help me answer maybe 50% of what my USP would be. Right. And many, again, why I shared this was because many of us again run away from this situation saying, Koi baat nahi, we look for another option. Right. So I'm getting this from Nirupama. Just last few points: be authentic, define your core values, develop expertise, be consistent, very, very important, be visible, dress the part, and be professional. Thank you.
Awesome. Such wonderful pointers. And these are the ready reckoners that we've got from you, Nandini. And I'm sure all of us are going to at least walk the talk, be our authentic self, who we are. Thank you so much. I have some of the comments that are coming from people. Rauni says, being simple in sari, always without makeup, will it anyways reduce the image of oneself? I mean, that's a question that we would want to answer in our Q&A. I'm not going to take the questions here, but I'm just going to put I'm going to read out Pallavi's comment. She says, brand image is a mnemonics to instantly remind us about the person or product. Brilliantly stated, Pallavi. And for all of you, I would want to know from you that what is that learning that you have got from the first panel. As we bring the panelists from the second panel, please put your takeaways from the first panel in the chat section so that we know what is it that you have registered. Remember, the more you declare, the more it is going to register out here. So please use your fingers and please put your takeaways in the comment section. And let me call the other two panelists, Aruna and Anamika. Hey, how was it learning backstage, Aruna?
Fantastic. It was such valid points made by both Nandini and Shubhangi, and something that we have to really reflect on as business
Do
owners.
you think
Yeah,
they're
great,
giving you
great.
a tough competition, Aruna and Anamika?
See, there is the best thing about being a woman entrepreneur is there is like I feel that the competition is a very blunted, factor here. We really are very open and we are so what to say ready to learn from each other, collaborate, and and there is so much cheering that happens, from the woman entrepreneur community that really makes this journey a lot less lonelier and yeah, feel so supportive and
Lovely. So
happy.
we have
Yeah.
constant cheerleaders. Like Shubhangi says, any healthy competition is a good one. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Nandini and Shubhangi, I would really want you to wait backstage and we're going to call you for the next question answers round. So I am just going to have you backstage, Shubhangi and Nandini. Thank you for those amazing insights as we move to, Anamika and Aruna. So since Aruna, you are on screen, we would want to have a quick introduction, in a minute from you so that the audience know a little bit about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm Aruna. I'm from Chennai. I am the founder of Yoga Darshini, the online Hatha Yoga studio. So I've been running this business for the last three plus years. And before that, I was a commercial banker, and I've also worked in social enterprise as a strategy and communication expert. Yeah, that's about me.
Amazing Yoga Darshini. From Yoga Darshini, we move to Anamika. Anamika, we would want to know from you. Just a moment. I'm getting Anamika on the screen. Yes. Anamika, we cannot get you. Darling, we are not able to get your voice. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
I was mute. Yeah. Hi, everyone. And it was amazing to see the chat bustling with a lot of energy. So, just to give you an introduction about me, I am Anamika Raman, sales and business coach. And I've got a diverse experience from diverse domains, rather, like healthcare, clinical diagnostics, then FMCG, worked into techno commercial roles, and kind of have mastered the art of growth acceleration through innovative strategies. And I've helped around 200 plus women entrepreneurs because I'm a strong proponent of women entrepreneurs as well, and have helped them scale their businesses into tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And yes, I'm on a mission to help more and more entrepreneurs achieve their goals through leveraging their innate superpowers. So, looking forward to today's discussion.
That's brilliant. We are looking for all of that empowerment from you, Anamika. And Anamika, as we move to the second segment of this panel, of this talk show. So I would want to know from you the strategies, because the second panel is all about the strategies for business success. So I want to know from you that what are some of the strategies that you are going to give to our audience from your experience, from decades of experience that you have, that people who are listening to us can get for their business success and growth.
So certainly, I will try to squeeze all that decade-long experience into a capsule form and try to provide as much as possible. And I have this feeling of sisterhood here, because I just want to share, as when two sisters meet, how it is, like how the energy level is. Just you just want to share a lot of things. So same is the situation with me. I want to share so much with you guys, and with regards to the experiences that I have and what strategies work and what does not. So stay tuned ahead into my session, talk ahead, so which will be far more insightful is what I believe, and the rest you all can decide and let me know that was it insightful or not.
Absolutely. So for all of you who are listening, I would want to know from you, like the way we asked you in the first panel, what is that one word that comes to you when you think about a business strategy? Business strategy के बारे में जब आप सोचते हो, आपके दिमाग पे क्या वो एक चीज आती है? Please आप chat में बताइए and let us know. And in the moment, Anamika, we would want you to really, unfold those strategies and देखते हैं जो audience लिख रही है और जो आप strategies बता रहे हैं, वो कितनी similar है. So let's look at what the audience have to say and what Anamika has got in store for us today.
Okay, great. So, there are a lot of strategies that you can apply, and basically, it depends totally on the business that you are dealing with. So, as you all know, growth is the main objective of any business, right? And most of the business decisions that are made in the organizations are actually with an intention of continued growth and overall success. So business growth can be actually, based on the approach, can be categorized into different types. Like it could be an organic growth, it can be a strategic growth, it can be an internal growth, or it could be a merger, acquisition, partnership growth. So if I explain or go into the details, organic growth is something wherein, the organizations expand through their own operations by utilizing their own internal resources. For example, like if you are into production, you can, in-house produce a lot, and that can be translated into sales, and this will be totally relying on your self sufficiency. And this funds that is generated through organic growth can be utilized for strategic growth. And next, if we talk about strategic growth, like what do you mean by strategic growth? It is like developing initiatives. So these initiatives can give you long term benefits. For example, like you're coming up with a new product into a new market, and developing a marketing strategy around it for a new audience, then that is known as a strategic growth. And the best part of strategic growth is it needs actually a lot of funds and resources. So you need to be really mindful of how do you want. So you can have a mix of both the strategies, or you can have go single with one of the things. In addition to this, there is also one strategy that I would want to point out is internal growth. So this kind of strategy is similar to what organic growth is, but here the internal processes are being actually optimized in a way that most some of the functions are automated, which will help you to grow in the business, and this happens in a leaner fashion. And the next one that I want to point out is merger, acquisitions, and partnerships. So this is a riskier one, okay? Even though it's a riskier one, but mind you, it will give you a lot of rewards. This can help you break into the new market. It can help you scale up. It can give you a good customer base. So these are some of the avenues that you can actually check out for strategies.
Amazing, amazing. It's indeed a capsule. It's indeed everything, packed in a compact way and given to us. So for all of those who have actually missed these strategies, I would really want you to watch the recording and make the notes of all these strategies, because this is something, Anamika has practiced and applied for decades together. So for some of you, it might be a little overwhelming to understand that what is it. So please make sure that you watch the recording and make notes of all of this. Awesome. So let me just talk about some of the words that people had spoken. Sahana Viker says value addition is what comes to her mind when she thinks of strategy. Hemstar says creating a roadmap. Swati S, networking. Sapna Gujral says target audience and value proposition. Thank you for all these insights. Now, from the external strategies, we are going a little inside and we are going to talk about some mental strategies from our yoga guru out here. And she's going to tell us that, what are the mental strategies that a person can have for business growth. So we would want to know from you, Aruna, what is your secret, to actually have a successful business? So what are some of the mental strategies that you would want to talk to our audience?
Yeah, I would like to talk about two important things that we should cultivate as entrepreneurs and even as human beings per se. One is, it may seem quite contrary because we were talking about instant success, instant results, but in real life, and we all know this too, nothing is instant. Everything is going to take time, and we have to cultivate patience because as entrepreneurs we keep putting in efforts, and we it is natural for us to feel dejected too because we don't instantly see the results for the efforts that we have put in. And at that time it is crucial to wait, have patience, so that your efforts fructify into results. So that is one of the most important things we have to cultivate, because without patience we are only going to end up feeling frustrated. We will just keep banging our heads against walls which will not give any fruitful results at the end of the day. So this is a very important thing that we should cultivate. The second thing that I want, I mean, maybe it comes from my yoga background too, what we should have is this equanimity, that equipoise of mind. And it is not something that we get to develop overnight. What I mean by this equanimity or equipoise of mind is, life throws difficulties to everyone. Nobody is spared from it, right? Everybody goes through difficulties, everybody goes through challenging times. But how you are responding to it, you have control over that. Of course, we will feel dejected, we will feel angry, we will feel a whole host of negative emotions when we are faced with challenges. And it is okay to feel that. It is okay to be aware of your feelings, and it is okay to take time to go through those feelings, but try to come back to your equilibrium as quickly as you can. And how do you do this? It is easy for me to sit here and say, I'll come back to equilibrium. You to find that equilibrium. For that, we have to have some sort of a practice. It can be anything. It can be a meditation. It can be maybe something related to your hobbies, or it can be faith. It can be a community support. Anything that you have, keep doing it consistently when life is in a smooth sail. When you're doing this practice, when everything is all right, then it kind of becomes a second nature to you, so that when you're going through difficult times, it automatically kicks in and you're able to find that equanimity and equipoise. So I think these are two very important things that we as human beings, and we especially as entrepreneurs, and the two solopreneurs like me, right? Because it is a very, very lonely journey. Even though you have a great support system, you have a community and everything, all of this you go through by yourself. And for that, you have to develop this patience and equipoise. And this will make you very resilient, very consistent, and definitely successful in your long-term business journey.
Thank you for sharing your success mantra to everyone, patience and equality. I'm so happy to, receive that. I mean, in such a simple way. So, I would now move to Anamika. Anamika, I would also want to know from you, what are some of the parameters of business success, business growth, and how can, a culture of a company, really help us in attaining these business parameters? If you could talk about that. Anamika, your voice is not audible. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So I was talking earlier about the avenues of business growth. There are also, like, the parameters that are actually critical in growing your business. There are like multiple, and based on the industry and the target audience you want to cater to, it differs. So even then, I'll give it a try to point out. One would be like, market expansion.
Mm-hmm.
If you're targeting a certain customer segment, but you can tailor a marketing approach around it. You can go into geographical expansion as well, like
Sure.
by understanding the need of that market, or also creating a marketing strategy around that local preferences. As you can see nowadays, even with Facebook or even with certain apps, you can see, there are different languages that are available. So
Yes,
that's
regional languages.
exactly. So that's the adaptation that the company has actually taken care of, and that's the way of market expansion that they have tried out in India. Because
Wonderful.
India being a multi-language country, that's the need of the people out here. Next, what I want to highlight is product and service innovation. It's been said that if you don't innovate, you die. And
Mm-hmm.
the classic example that I want to bring ahead here is the Nokia,
Mm-hmm.
BlackBerry. In their times, they were the super phones anyone could own. But
Right.
now we know what the situation is, right? So there was no innovation, and that led to the brand got
Perishing, yes.
really, yeah, suffered because of this. So brand product and service innovation is a must. That it is by actually taking continuous feedback from your customers and
Mm-hmm.
understanding the market trend. Now, when you are catering to a smaller population, it's understandable that you can check with your customer directly. But
Sure.
what happens when you are working into a larger organization, or you have a employee size of say 100 to 200 people? How do you understand that what your customer exactly needs, because the feedback may differ from one from another, and what would be
Right.
the parameters? So what you
Right.
can do is you can use certain tools like the NPS score, that is the Net Promoter Score, uh,
Mm-hmm.
to help you understand what that is. Like every one of us uses this app, right? So after that, you can see that there is a star rating given, right? 4 star, 5 star
Mm-hmm.
rating that we give. Now that is the in a way a score that is provided by our customers to the organization, and that's how we understand, okay, the customer is happy or not happy or sad or mediocre with the product. So that's one way of identifying your customer's experience. Apart from that, what you can do is conduct polls and focus group discussions. This way
Okay.
you can understand what the customer exactly needs and what are their pain points, and are you actually is it even aligning with your problem statement or not. So
Sure.
this is one way of identifying that. Next, I would want to talk about customer retention and expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So, as some of my fellow panelists here did mention very rightly, that it should be a customer centric approach. So, how do we do that? How do we know that how can we actually retain our customer, and at the same time also expand our market? So, for
Sure.
that, what we can do is like conduct various programs, like the loyalty programs you can do, or you can do reward and recognition programs, and you can give that exceptional experience that you want your customer to experience. So
Mm-hmm.
I would want to identify an example with this, especially when you go to five-star hotels, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you enter the lobby, as soon as you are into that hallway and things, you experience neat and clean and hygienic place, plus a nice aroma, plus good well dressed
Music. Yeah.
music, right? So these in a way are coherent to what the ideology of that brand is. So giving your customer that kind of an experience will certainly increase the customer value. Along with that, what you can do is upsell and cross sell your product. That is certainly a thing that you can go for. And along with that, certain terminologies, as women entrepreneurs, I think we need to know ASAP, and I'm sure like most of them must be knowing, but still I want to highlight that, and that is CAC. So anyone in the chat wants want to guess like what CAC is? CAC?
Let's know. Let's know from the audience. Can anybody guess? Yes,
What
we've
CAC?
got answer from Aruna, but we don't want the answer from Aruna. We would want it from the audience. Let's see. Guys, what is
Yeah.
CAC CAC? Let us know in the chat section. Okay, while the audience is answering this, I would want you to give some hints around that so that it's
Okay.
helping people to guess that.
So this is something related to customer. This is something related to the cost. So what it could be?
Oh my God.
Chalo,
This is very simple.
I am like making you rack your brains for business acumen.
Okay, people want you to repeat the question.
Okay. So a very important terminology that as an entrepreneur you need to know in this digital era, that is CAC. CAC.
Okay, Radha says customer attracts traffic. Sapna says create, connected, collaborate. Those are our three C's. I'm loving the way people are participating, but guys, you're very close.
Yeah, you're just there. Come on, come on.
Come on, let's have answers from you in the chat section. Okay. Let the cat come out of the bag now,
Okay,
Anamika.
okay. Let me bring the CAC for you. Yeah. So CAC is actually customer acquisition cost. Now, what do you mean by that? It is the amount that is spent by an organization from prospecting until the customer is on board. So the budget that you put in to get your client prospect from prospecting phase to the client phase or phase is known as customer acquisition cost, and that's very important to know, because if you see your PL sheets, if they are not attractive enough, then you need to work on this particular aspect. Next, I would want to point out is churn rate, that is the customer churn rate. Most of the entrepreneurs see that they have their customers with them for a certain period of time, and then they say, see, are kahan chale gaye? Midway they are
Right,
dying, midway they are not there, and then you see that they have not renewed your subscription or any model that you're operating. So what is that? Now that is known as the customer churn rate, so be aware of that particular terminology as well. Next, a very important one is the customer lifetime value, that is CLV. Now, what do you mean by that? Is the total revenue a single customer gives until that is from the time it is he or she is onboarded till the time they are with you. So that is the customer lifetime value, which is very critical. And these days, all the companies are behind increasing their CLV value. So this terminologies will help you go a long way into your business growth. Along with that, your pricing strategies should be in alignment to this. So one of the pricing strategy that I would want to, there are many pricing strategies, but the one of them that I want to highlight here is the freemium pricing strategy. So in this premium pricing strategy, what happens is like a free trial is given of the product. And after some time, as you get the touch and feel and you like the product and you start, adapting to this, then they make it a paid version. So, transitioning from a free version to a paid version is known as the freemium strategy. So
right.
this could be one strategy that you can use perhaps into your business model, which can help you grow your business. And last but not the least, a very important one, which my friend Nandini also highlighted here, that is strong online presence and digital marketing. These days, without digital, nothing is going to happen, right? This is the digital era that we are living into. So building a professional web page is a must. Having your online channels optimized is a must. Along with that, a strong content marketing should also be available. You can also go for paid advertising and DM tools and drive the traffic that you need to attract the right customers to your kitty, you can say. So as I this just reminds me of one important thing that Jeff Bezos said, that your brand is that particular thing what others say when you are not into the room,
Yes.
right? So a thought to ponder, right? So it's all about the it's just said that it's not about the fight between the logos or the brands, it's a fight regarding the perception. Is that, do you have a mind share, does your brand have a mind share in the customer's mind, or do you have a soul share? So think about it and try to create that soul share in your customer's mind.
I'm loving it. And the way you left it have a soul share in your customer's mind, it's truly remarkable. It's wonderful. And people, this is a complete checklist that has been given to us by Anamika. In fact, you would have to go to so many business coaches to be getting this checklist, which Anamika has given to us in the last 5 minutes. So make sure that you are taking the notes, after watching the recording, and ensuring and checking, that whatever she's mentioned, is that there in your business, or is there something, where you require help, where you need to talk to an expert? Because when you talk to experts, those experts, they shorten your learning curve. So this is something, I would want to tell the audience. And I know there's a lot of questions coming, but I would want to ask you people that in the last session that we had, what has been your biggest takeaway? And after Aruna's question, we move to Q&A. This is the last question of this segment. We'll be moving into Q&A and taking all of your questions. So please let us know what is something that you are taking on. What is that one action, that you would be doing? Please commit to each and every person out here that this is the action that you are going to be implementing after this talk show. Please put it in the chat section. Amazing. So soul share is what Sapna is saying. Amazing terminology. Awesome. And let me move to Aruna. Aruna, in business, when we look at in the initial stages, we get into failing a lot of times, and experts say that fail fast and fail forward. So what is your strategy, to deal with failure? Because business hai to failure to hoga. And jab failure hota hai, it's not only us, but it is the people around us, who start doubting us. So how do we combat failures in a business? If you could talk about that.
Sure. That's a very important question, because we are also obsessed with success, and success cannot come without failure, right? They are two sides of the same coin, and you really feel it when you are running a business. And the failures happen not only in the initial stage of running a business, but it happens consistently all through, because as Anamika rightly said, we have to keep innovating, and some of your innovations will work and some of them will not work, and it will just fall flat. But unless until you put it out there, unless until you test it in the market, you won't know the results. So it is very important. And the main thing that people tend to do, and I feel we have to be mindful about this, is don't keep on perfecting your ideas. Work towards progression. It's okay if you have an idea, and if you think it's in an implementable stage, go for it. It may not have all the features, you may not have all the answers, but at least have a minimum viable product as soon as you can and test it out in the market. And this is going to give you the real life feedback for you to further improvise and implement whatever additions, deletions that you have to make in the product. And without this constant agility and this ability to accept that yes, it may work, it may not work, and whether it works or whether it doesn't work, you still get learnings out of it, isn't it? And that's the only way you can learn. So just go for it and don't hesitate, don't be afraid, and don't label them as failures, right? Like maybe you can just, I try to call it as experiments. Okay, let me experiment. In my journey, I have experimented with having sessions for seniors, and it just fell flat. It was a great idea on paper, right? Like I was like, yes, senior citizens need yoga and they definitely will appreciate it and it is going to be great for them, but it just fell flat because they didn't want to spend money on something when they have other financial priorities. And unless until I tested it, I didn't know. I would be improvising, right? And of course, I have had experiences where I have experimented with different time slots to match different geographies, and some of it I didn't even get a single registration, and that's okay. Unless until I put it out there, how will I know whether this will work or not? It's all a part of the game. And secondly, everybody has an opinion, right? And we can't control other people's opinion, and they are entitled to it. We can only be what to say, as our previous panelists said, we can only be true to ourselves, and as long as we know that it is not a setback, or it is not, I mean, it is not something that is morally wrong, or we are doing any cheating or anything like that, it's still okay. You have to put it out there, and only then you can learn and move forward in your business. And as business owners, please don't stop yourself from trying new things, because as Anamika also said, the moment you stop trying new things, then you very quickly become obsolete, and we don't want that, isn't it? So just go out there and put yourself out there. And failures, term them as learnings, take it as experiments, take it as a game, have fun with it. It is your baby, it is your business. Have fun with it. It's okay. Sometimes, just like how a baby starts to walk, when it starts to walk, it walks and then it falls down and then it gets up and walks again. Same thing with your business, yeah. So just go out there and have fun with it.
I love the baby approach, that you mentioned. Like, be a baby in your business and be open to falling and get up
Absolutely.
after every fall. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Those were some amazing insights. Now let's look at the question and answers, and let me call the other two panelists. Yes. Here we go. Let's move to the next segment, which is our question and answers round. Okay, let's start with the first question. I'll go in the reverse order. Radha says, how come this premium pricing strategy works to service category? Can you please clarify?
Okay.
Anamika, I'll bring you. Yeah, because Anamika had given this strategy.
Yeah. So with respect to premium brands, so if we take an example of say Apple, okay, Apple is being associated as Apple products have been associated as the premium ones, right? So what is it about Apple? Yes, of course, there's good quality and the latest features, everything available. But what is that X factor that they are playing around with, right? What's the differentiator that they are bringing? So that's the aspirational value. Okay. So the target audience for them is not the rich class or neither the, the, how to say, the humble class, I would say. I won't, put it
Yes.
that. So it's about the aspirational value that someone wants to have, that, okay, I want to look rich. So mostly with this, like, you, even if you see the Louis Vuitton or the Gucci bags that you see, these are all aspirational values. They are not, so whenever someone possesses it, they have that social status going up. Ki, okay, I'm using an iPhone, I'm using an iPad, I am having a Gucci bag. So that's that everyone is wanting to have that, as the aspiring value is to reach into the rich class. So that's what the pain point is, and that's where exactly the business owners are targeting. So, and if you are someone, like, I understand, like, when you are asking this, you must be an entrepreneur. So even if you want to try this out, you can certainly. How, even I would like to share if we have time.
Yes. Yes, please go ahead. And if you could talk about the service industry, if you can give an
Okay.
example from the service industry. Yes.
Okay, so anyone wants to, give me, I can directly talk about that. So any example that.
So guys, put your industry in the chat section so that Anamika can give you an industry specific, example out here. Please put your industry in the chat section.
The questioner is from the insurance industry.
Insurance. Okay. So insurance, it's pretty clear that the, instead of, like, aspirational value, it's about, you know, have getting comfortable about, like, mere jaane ke baad kya hoga. That's the single statement that, they basically hang on, because see, the biggest fear that a person has is fear of loss. And that is the thing on which these people leverage. So fear of loss is something that you won't take a risk about. That if it's in your hand, you will certainly, cover it up. So in service industry, with respect to insurance, it's only that if there is fear of life, then certainly somebody would take that cover, they would be able to pay that premium and be able to get on board with regards to that particular product. So yeah, I
Yeah, if
hope
I
I
can,
can answer
yeah,
that.
if I can add on over here, because I am also from the service industry and I do
Yes,
this
please.
freemium model because
Yes, absolutely,
yeah,
Aruna. Please
yeah.
come.
So what I do is I frequently offer free workshops, a week long free classes, so that people can come and practice and get a feel of what Yoga Darshini has to offer to them. Usually, I also give away my free subscription for my yoga program when it is people's birthday. If it is their birthday month, they get a free yoga subscription so that they get to try it and see how it works, and then it mostly encourages them to sign up for my services. So just putting it out there. Yes, yes.
And just adding on, someone's asked on the same question from the coaching and training background. So just adding, like what you said, ma'am, you know, giving those free services, like we call them pro bonos, right? At times it's something which makes you hold back, that, oh, why should I give a pro bono? But you don't know what you're touching when, that kind of audience, what are they looking for? So many takeaways we've all had from this chat itself today, right? This session itself. So yes, giving a little bit of extra, itne mein itna milega never works. If correct me if I'm wrong, give that little bit of extra and people believe and strive for you. So I hope that one answers for the coaching and training. Yes, build on, give that little bit of extra bit, even if it's a pro bono or those few extra tips, and it'll help you. Yes.
Lovely, lovely. So Needu Day is asking, how about the externality of, I'll just bring this question on the screen. How about the externality of the high risk insurance sector while the customization is utmost solution to business approach? So she's actually wanting to ask, customization is the utmost solution to business approach, but how do we bring this sort of a customization in high risk insurance sector? If any one of you could answer that.
So, with respect to customization, it is like, again, as I was referring to the point that customer experience that you want to give in order to grow your business, you need to give utmost, satisfaction to your customer with regards to the personalization and customization that's available. So, regarding customization, it could be like if you know your product well, okay, then you would be able to better customize it. That's the only solution to this, because see, there can't be like one size fits all kind of an approach. So if you have multiple, maybe categories or multiple policies, then you can make it a mix and match of it and then provide the right solution to it. Because at the end of the day, uh, you being a insurance provider, in order to stand out, that is as a sole share in the minds of customer, you need to leverage that is providing utmost customization, providing utmost wonderful experience, so that they would recommend not only to their near and dear ones, but also to within their whole community as such. And that's how business works these days. That is, they want to spread the word of mouth, or viral loop. This is also one particular method of actually growing your business.
Amazing, amazing. So we have another question which is coming from Hempstar. Hempstar says, I deal in eco-friendly hemp packs. How do I create awareness of eco-friendly as people need only branded products? If you could answer.
Can I go for this?
Yes, yes, Nandini, please.
So,
Shubhangi, yes, sorry.
Subangi, yeah. So, first of all, before even getting into your product outside, you have to, like how Nandini said, you have to create the awareness and create your branding on yourself. So, your personal branding and vision has to get connected with your group set of people who are around you and who are watching you, and you need to ensure that your followers believe in what you are creating or demonstrating into a product or a service in future. When that part is covered, automatically whatever you introduce, they will start accepting. And this is how any new product or service, especially eco-friendly, is now welcomed by people. It's only that you have to create awareness. And if you see, now it is not that people always go for a bigger brand, or it's not like people, if they get a touch and feel of yours, and if they know your product is very comfortable, very good, yes, they go ahead and buy. It doesn't mean you don't even need to have a name. They just connect with
Lovely,
you and they buy it. So,
lovely.
but before that, they should ensure that trust is built. Trust is a very important factor, and it has to be built. And trust can be built only with human connects. And humans has to start believing your vision, and mission is towards the eco-friendliness and towards bringing the environment in such a way. And what are the USPs of your product has to be gone in such a way to the public, not highlighting your product. What is the real pain point you are covering? Like, what is the current pain point which your product or service covers? If that awareness is created, automatically, whatever you introduce in future, it's going to be a cakewalk on doing this. This even I
Amazing.
had experience in my personal stuffs, because my my products are premium values. But when they started looking into how much quality we are putting in, they just come to us. Not all are our customers. That also we need to understand. So yeah, I think I answered your point.
Lovely.
Just one more point I would like to add here.
Yes,
If
Aruna.
you have to get your target market also clearly identified. If you feel that the customers are only wanting branded products, then they are not your customers at all. Get your target market customer, do your customer segmentation, target market identification. Be very very clear about it, and that is also really going to help you take your product to the right customer. As Shubhangi said, not everybody is a customer. We just have to go to the right people. Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to add one point to this.
Yes,
Just
Anamika, please.
so, if you want your business to succeed, maybe, if you are into eco-friendly zone or anything, attach it to a cause and believe in that and start propagating that. Become the brand ambassador of that particular cause, and then whatever you sell will get sold. So that is
Amazing.
one strategy.
And
Lovely.
one more point added here. It's a lovely question. See how many viewpoints we're getting from it. Sustainability is something which is picking up in a very, very big way. So just hang in there, hamster. We understand it's not something which happens overnight, but you've already taken the step and you've already taken the stride. So believe in your product, like all of us have been saying, and trust us, you'll be there very soon.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you for that. And Radha Jayalakshmi, if you could put your question, like Radha is giving a follow-up question, concept and combo approach, you mean to say. So Radha, if you could actually rephrase your question, we'll be able to, answer that for you. And for all of those who are listening, please put your questions out here so that we can give you maximum value. There is this another question from Hemstar. Um, which is how do I tap into the pain points? So if anybody could answer about the pain points.
So, in order to tap the pain point, what you will have to do is basically conduct market research. Okay, so first of all, conducting market research is something which is very important. Hemp being a very new and I think a very um, curiosity developing area, will certainly have interest if you could spread the awareness around it, because most of the people don't know how hemp is useful, in how many ways it is useful, is it legal, because there are also hemp cosmetics. Okay, so there are many products around it. So if you could explain and bring that awareness around it, ki how your brand, how your brand or how your product is a clear cut differentiator, because in order to stand out in the market, you need to have that a USP, that is a unique selling proposition out there, that okay, this is my product, this is what I do, this is how I solve the problem, and this is how it will be uh, a solution to your problem. So basically, conducting a good market research is something that will help you go a long way.
Wonderful,
And
wonderful.
just
So
quickly adding on, won't take too much time on this, is like what we've been speaking of previously as well. If you believe in what you're selling, that belief really needs to be really strong. It's the conviction you need to be having behind your product. Like we say, it's not never a easy road or a journey. But just be consistent with whatever you're doing. Whether it was even like we spoke of pro bonos, whether it was reaching out and putting a small stall in those markets, that's one of the ways of strategizing. Reach out maybe to the common people, the ones who can afford these products initially at a lower price, and then build it up as a stronger brand.
amazing. Thank you, Nandini. And we have another question
Nirupama,
that
you're
has.
on mute.
Can you answer this question on the screen? Uh,
Being simple in a sari, always without makeup, will it anyways reduce the image of oneself? Not at all. See, it's your image which you know need to be portraying. Yes, I would say if you're going for that leadership meeting and you need to be standing a little tall, why not put on a little bit of makeup? Why not have the little bit of accessory which makes you feel comfortable and a little bit more stronger about your own self? So here again, it's about you first, and of course then addressing the kind of audience you're going to. If you're wearing a simple sari, why not have it well ironed, have it well pressed, have it crisp, so that it talks volumes about you. More angular, more Christmas talks already about you indirectly, that yes, you are authoritative. And of course, a little bit of makeup and nice hair makes you look and feel better. It'll make you feel you're striding the day with a stronger sense. And I hope I've been able to answer this one.
Thank you. Thank you, Nandini. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. So, people, if you have some more questions, please put that in the chat section so that we can have all your questions answered out here. Please let us know if we've been able to answer. Sapna Gujral says target audience identification is a must. Absolutely, Sapna. And if the panelists could talk about how do we identify who is our target audience, if you could throw light there.
Yeah. Can I go
Yes.
ahead? Like, I would like to start with, if you already have a minimum viable product, then you have a set of customers who maybe they are paying for it, or they are still using your product to give you the feedback, the beta version of it. So first, get that customer persona right. Know everything about them, like where are they living, what do they like, what do they don't like, what is their annual income, what kind of a lifestyle they have, are they parents, are they married, are they single, just get the demographics, the geographics, and also the behavior persona of your existing customer, the small, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 people that you are already, who are using your product. And from there, you can start building. And from this single point, you can, extrapolate and get an idea of who your target audience is. And for example, if I were to say it from my own experience, for me, for the brand Yoga Darshini, I know that my target audience are mostly in the urban cities, who are comfortable with the English language, who have at least an annual income of minimum 12 to 15 lakhs, and who are conscious about their health, and who are either entrepreneurs, or people who are working in high stress jobs, mostly young parents. So this is a little bit about my target audience, right? So just put a picture of who your customer is, and from there you can start building on.
And is it okay to have multiple customers, if you could answer that?
Yes, absolutely. So you then comes your customer segmentation, right? Depending on what's you may have a bouquet of services and products, and not everybody is going to use all your services and products, isn't it? For example, the audience of my regular yoga class is completely different from my audience of yoga. So then you have to do the customer segmentation and match different customer segments to the correct product or service that you are offering.
Can I
Okay.
add few
And
more points in this?
yes,
Yeah.
Subangi. Yes, please.
So, yeah, when it comes to target audience, the first thing what you have to understand is what are the verticals and horizontals you have created in your business. So, which is very important, because for every product or every service or every vertical, every horizontal, you not the same customers or not same B2Bs or B2Cs would be targeted. So, for example, if I have to take, like, I just manufacture soil, but what are the things, service oriented things I do? I do a vertical of indoors. I do a vertical of gifting options. I do a vertical of directly selling the products. So these three are different verticals. And I also do a vertical of targeting more engineering students or studying students who can be part earning opportunities. Like, I also target homemakers who can be part of these earning opportunities. So what I do here, with each of these verticals, I ensure, like, for example, if I take gifting options, I have direct customers. I can also collaborate with event managers. So this I drill down the targeted group of customers here. So even your B2B can be a customer, B2C also can be a customer for you. And you have to drill it more down, what are the locations you can cater to. And you can drill whether you're only going to cover this small geographic region if you're having a stall space, or is it going to be online. So you have to drill down different kinds of maybe like a flow chart, and then put your target audience, and for that month or that week, just think which part you're going to target and stabilize that, then move to the next. So this is a way where you can work it out and try out different things. Yeah, over to you.
Bringing in a little bit of the image aspect, like we spoke, it's not only for the image, it's about your target audience. You are creating an image for them. directly, indirectly, in whichever way. So bring in those 5 W's which we spoke of: where, what, who, and when are you addressing them. It stays for all thought processes, whether it's dressing up, whether it's the way you're looking. So even coming to that lady, just sharing that example again, if you're working at home, yes, a sari, normal sari without makeup. But if this is where the customer centricity comes in, if I'm going for that little bit of extra and reaching out to my customer, I can always put in that little bit of extra effort to look good, and of course put in the best effort according to the customer I'm going to.
Wonderful. Thank you for bringing that out. And this brings us to the final segment, wherein we would want the audience to really let us know your biggest takeaways, because I am really looking forward to learning from you that what is it that you have gotten from the last 1 hour that we've been discussing such nuggets of gold. So please let us know in the chat section that what is your biggest takeaway. And from the panelists, I am going to ask that what is that one thing that you are taking from here, in one single line, that if you could mention, because the last segment is your favorite one liner. So I would want to know from you in one line, what is it that you're taking from here along with your favorite one liner? So Nandini, since you're on screen, I would really want to know from you that what is it that you're taking from here and your favorite one liner?
Okay, taking from here was, oh my God, strategies. I've written that in our private chat. Gosh, strategies to get them into place. Definitely goal setting from Subhangi and mental peace from Aruna ji definitely are my strong takeaways. I'm feeling super empowered is the only word I would like to say after this session. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nandini. What about you, Anamika?
So, as they say, empowered women empower others. I felt the same. It was just simply powerful because so much of ideas flowing in, so much of thought processes flowing in, all can be absorbed and imbibed. And like just like a capsule, it was just truly assimilating into my body. I was just taking all the information and everything right inside, and I am really blessed to be part of this particular forum today.
Awesome, awesome. And we got such great value from each one of you. Thank you so very much. From Anamika. Anamika, whom would you call next? Aruna or Shubhangi?
So Subangi,
Okay,
you're putting me on
Shubhangi.
your spot now.
Yes, Shubhangi.
Yeah, thanks, Anamika. So my single pointer which came in my mind is collaboration is like marriage. And wonderful Nirupama, this was because maybe I know Aruna, but I really didn't know Nandini and Anamika. But it's a great collaboration which has happened in this 1 hour live, where we are going to leverage this relationship throughout our life. And it's
Absolutely.
going to add values to whatever we learn and whatever we sail through. We are going to collaborate more, and you brought that collaboration inside. So collaboration is like marriage. You have to try, work it out. Marriage, don't go into the real marriage thing. Marriage has its dictionary version. So that is what I see. It's beautiful and it's wonderful and great. Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
is what you
I'm
have to look
actually
at.
feeling like a matchmaker right now,
Oh no, I didn't mean
No, no, I get
but
it, but
that's
I'm
good.
just taking it like that. Aruna, the final golden nuggets from you. And from the audience, please let us know, because we are going to be announcing 3 winners. So please make sure that you're typing in your biggest takeaways. And we're going to be mentioning the winners right after Aruna gives her 2 cents. Yes.
So the one word that I want to share is grateful. I'm so grateful to be a part of this, and thank you, Nirupama, for facilitating this wonderful panel discussion. Like in this, 1.5 hours, there is like so much learning that has gone into it. It's like and I'm observing it all, and thank you, ladies, so much. So yeah, so my single takeaway today is to be very open to new ideas, and we can never know everything that is there to know, and there is always a continuous learning process. And so that's and I learned so much today, so thank you. So that's my takeaway from here.
Lovely. And the best thing, people, I want to say here is that these are the ladies, who are empowered in their own way, yet they are like a sponge, soaking in that kind of learning from every place possible. And that is one thought that I want to leave each and every one with, that life is a place wherein you got to be a lifelong learner, and nobody can say that I know it all. So we will keep coming back to you every Saturday. Like on next Saturday, we are going to be talking about the high performance habits for business growth. So stay tuned as we come next Saturday, same channel, same time, and make sure that you are bringing in a lot of energy for this platform, Sambhav Talks. Thank you so very much. And let me quickly announce the 3 lucky winners. The first winner we clearly have is Hemstar. Can we actually congratulate Hemstar out here? Uh, Please congratulate people, because the more you celebrate for others, the celebration comes back to you. So I would really want to, congratulate Hemstar. The second winner that I would want to say is Sapna Gujral. Can we all give it out for Sapna Gujral? And the third lucky winner is Radha Jayalakshmi. Can we all congratulate Radha Jayalakshmi? So please make sure that you are reaching out to me on my LinkedIn so that I can send you the special prize, and we can continue this learning journey. All the very best, and make sure that you are watching Sambhav Talks alternate Saturday, 12 noon, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care, lovely people. And thank you for being there.